intro and everything. Going live in
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Are we live? All right, are we live? Good. Hey guys, sorry for the delay. As usual, we're such a geek when it comes to the technical aspect of those sessions that, well, yeah, we had to fix a few problems. But now we're there. We're going to be together for a good hour doing the Timer Tuesday. So for those of you that don't know what Timer Tuesday is, it's a little it's not a contest, it's not a competition, it's more like a little moment that we spend together that we actually spend on painting without having to stress about a final outcome. It's basically doing a photo study, having some fun, trying to just push as much as we can inside an hour without stressing about too many details, just to give us a little bit of momentum and be able to finish something. Our goal here is to finish something, not to have it perfect. So that's what Timer Tuesday is, guys. Fabian is going to join me in a minute, and before that, we're going to start actually doing the Timer Tuesday. So I'm going to do it in my share screen right now, and I'll show you guys the image of today. You will be able to download this image below this video, guys. And if you have any question, Fabian is going to be there in a second joining us. So if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. It's very informal here. We're gonna talk to each other and just have some fun and try to paint that. It's a kind of a bucket of apple here. I chose that image today because I want to show you guys a trick to maybe being able to do that pattern, because that could be really difficult if you were to like just draw it one by one. So I want to show you guys a little trick to do so. So yeah, I'm gonna start now. Usually I have Fabian giving me a timer. I'm gonna just say like, I'm gonna check the time now and it should be cool from there. So, all right, so let's start. So first of all, usually I like to start with the background. And usually I try to not pick the color with the color picker, but just like looking at it and see what it is. So it's something like kind of a dark, could be like a dark bluish actually, I think. Just trying to find the right background. It's quite desaturated, so I might start with that actually. And then just find myself a brush with some texture to just add some render texture. I don't want to be like exactly the same as the image, but just having something that gives me like a bit of texture. I might choose something different than that, but so just like that. I'm going to add some texture here. That's going to be just my base to, after that, paint on top of this. So making sure that I look at the proportion as well. I see there's like some sort of a black line there, so I'm just going to paint that. And I'm going to have to just make sure that, and I see there's other colors all over here. I might try to pick one or two. So there's a bit of brownish, so I'm going to try to add some brownish there. And it feels like I should have just a little bit more light parts here. And like here should be maybe a bit darker somehow. And the background can be just, a bit more loose. It's no problem here. And from there I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm just going to try to have the proportions set properly. So I'm going to start with making maybe just one big shape for the bucket. And then trying to find the right color as well. Maybe something like that. Should be close enough, I think. And usually I like to just start with something like quite geometric, just to find myself my shapes. So just having some straight lines for now. Just like that. And then hopefully, I hope the audio is good and you guys can hear me. Usually I have Fabian to actually tell me that everything is rolling properly, but today I don't. So it's going to be there in a second though. So yeah, I'll just make sure to have first, I always like to spend a little bit more time at the beginning having my proportions right, It's important to just take your time there because it's going to pay off later on. You'll be able to have it, so feel like that. And I think Fabian is back with us. Fabian, you there? Because I can't hear you. Yes, now I can hear you. Yes, do you hear me? I hear him in the background. Can you hear me? So, Fabian's there, guys. Hopefully you guys can hear him. Fabian 1-2, are you there? Yeah, I hear my voice, not yours though. But yeah, say hi to everybody. I'm gonna just do the apples now, just to have more portion. I'm gonna make the apple on a new layer, so I'm keeping this layer separate. Yes? Well, I can go check and just change the output for the multi-device, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Is that working? Can you hear me still? Alright, cool. Yeah, if you guys can hear Fabian, just let us know in the chat now. He's actually moderating the chat, so if you have questions as well, you can actually ask questions now as we are both online. So yeah, just continuing here, making sure that I have the proportions right for my apples. Just making the basic shapes for now. Like I was saying, I'm going to keep them separately for now on one layer, and later on I'm probably going to make some masks just to help me with the rendering of the apples. So it's always start very loose at the beginning, but stay on and I'll be able to show you guys a little bit more details. I'm really looking forward to do that pattern actually. It's going to be really cool. So Fabian, are you still there? Does people can hear you? All right, thanks. Sure. Yeah, we're still fixing that. Yeah, if you guys can hear Fabian, because he's talking to me, so that's why I'm not saying anything right now. You're supposed to actually hear him. But I changed the setup, so I don't know if the setups were the good ones for that. So yeah, if you can hear Fabian, just write something in the chat. Just tell him if you can hear him. Mic check 1 2. So yeah, so here I got pretty much my base. Probably gonna be able to just delete this part here. That should be my base. I'm gonna start by doing the pattern for this. So a little trick here, you see that pattern has a lot of repetition. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to create on a new layer. I'm gonna put the layer on top of everything so it's out of the masks here. So I'm just gonna put it on top of everything here. I'm gonna use just a ordinary brush. I'm just going to put it in white so I can see on top of everything. I'm going to just create that pattern. Yeah, it's not going to be like exactly. I'm going to try to be as exact as I can. So just having like one piece of it. basically just create one unit, and then I'm gonna try to duplicate. I'm doing a terrible job. I could actually just probably just duplicate that. Fabian, I can hear your keyboard. So it looks like you guys cannot even hear me then, because I kept on asking them. Or did they tell you that they can hear you? Or they can hear me? All right, cool. So you guys can hear Fabian now. I'm gonna try to switch it up again to just show you capture. You tell me if that makes a difference. So if you guys can hear Fabian, just say a few words now, and we'll see. Yeah, I already did. Yeah. So all right. So you guys, if you heard that, that was Fabian saying that he's waiting for your call to know if you can hear him again. Very sorry for that, guys. Like I said, usually it goes smoother than this. All right, so I did one little pattern here, so I could create just a little kind of flyery thingy on top of it. And I'm not working with a lot of pixels right now, so it's kind of difficult actually. Because of that, and like I said, I'm not going to be like exactly what it is, but just going to try to have something kind of similar. So yeah, Fabian, does people say that they can hear you now? All right, well, I guess we're going to have a session without you today. Yeah, all right. So you guys see, I created like one little piece of it. I put it in white. I'm going to probably paint it now in blue. In a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the lock pixels, and then I'm going to pick up in blue something maybe like this. Then we're going to make it duplicate. I just drag with Alt here to make it duplicate. And this one I'm going to give it like the other blue that we have here, just a little bit more like this. And basically I'm going to merge those two together. And I know there's more pattern than this, but I'm just going to use a simple pattern for this one. And then I'm going to just duplicate it a few times, and I'm going to create myself like enough patterns. You want to merge your layers as well at some point, so I'm taking all my layers here and I merge them. I'm going to create a new one like this again. Merge them, and then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom, like this, just a few times. I'll merge them, do another one. Once again, merge them, and just another one. Just not enough to work, and that's going to be my pattern. And from there, I'll just make sure to have one pattern that I can use. I'm going to keep it on top here. I'm going to drag a new one, make a copy inside here. And from here, what I will want to do is actually to cut it. But before I do so, I'm just going to add the. There's a bit of like rendering that should be done first. So I'm just gonna do that first. Actually, is that really on it? Okay. So what I'll do is stay in this. Taking second brush like this. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of, trying to keep it saturated. I'm just gonna add a little bit more volume to that thing. And then I'm going to place the pattern on top of it and warp it. This one's going to make me save a lot of time. Fabian, are you still there with me at the very least? Are you in the chat or something? All right. Like it's been 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes that I started. Can you give me a countdown for 15 minutes? Thanks. Oh yeah, yeah. We're sorry, guys. If you're new to this, usually the audio is much better. I got like a very good fancy Rode mic that I really love to use to do all my tutorials and my lives. But we had me and Fabian to switch places. There was a problem with the internet that we're desperately trying to fix these past few days. And we will have to fix as soon as possible. But in the meantime, the reason why my audio right now sounds terrible, and I'm sorry for it, is that I don't have that fancy mic right now. But rest assured that as soon as we'll have fixed the problem with the internet, which should be by next week, you'll be able to hear my beautiful voice, and hopefully the one of Fabian too, as he will be back with us. But in the meantime, I'm very sorry. So I'm just rendering here, making sure that I have enough volume, because after that I'm just going to try to merge a pattern that I created right here on top of this. So right now I'm just kind of doing the rendering of like if that piece of fabric was actually white, basically, which is not. It's full of fabric. It's full of a pattern. But I'm going to add that in a moment. So that should be fine, I guess. And from there, I'm going to add this and make a copy just to make sure I have still one there. And I'm going to put it to multiply. And from there, what you want to do is obviously you're going to need a few pieces of it. So I'm going to go piece by piece with this. I'm going to first do the first one that's going to be here. What I'll do is I'm going to make this one smaller a bit. Check the angle, trying to fix to match up the angle that it is right now. And from there, I'm just going to cut a piece, which is going to be this piece right here. And I want to warp it. So I'm just going to do Command T or Control T, and then click on the little button here just to warp it, basically. And just going to try to give it like a little bit more of the shape that it's supposed to have, basically. So trying to warp it a little bit like this. Just like that. Fine. We'll press Enter. And then from here, I'll just delete what I don't need. I might just do it on a mask. This way I can go back and forth. So yeah. Hopefully you guys don't hear that alarm that you have in the background. It's a car started. So yeah, I'm gonna just put that on a mask, and it's gonna be a little bit of patching work. So once I did one, I'm going to do another one. I'm just going to create one here, and then warp this one into the right angle as well. I'm just going to make a big copy of this piece right here. Just like that, and then control it, transform it again, again Control T, and warp it again. I'm just going to try to warp it as close as possible of the shape of the fabric here. So I'm going to just take each handle here and kind of moving them a little bit, give them a bit more shape. We're going to do like this part after that by hand, I would say. But for now, I'm just going to try to warp that the best I can. Get a good shape. That should be good. Then create another mask, and I'll just try to erase the parts that I don't need. Same thing here. So I'll take all that part and I'll be like painting later on it. And just like that. In this part, we're going to have to also add some sort of part here. It's supposed to come just later. So I'm going to go on the mask here. So if you guys already know, when you paint on white or black, it shows our masks on the mask that you're using. So basically that's my mask right now. All right. I'm probably gonna have to move the colors later, but I can do that in a second time. For now, I'm just gonna finish the pattern here. Trying to that pattern, put that a little bit smaller. This one also is gonna be blurry. I'm just gonna first take the part here that I want, delete the rest, and then I'm gonna blur it. I'm gonna go over filter, Gaussian blur, and yeah, I'm gonna blur it. Fabian, if you have questions, you can still tell me their question, and I can still answer them. Well, if you guys have any questions, you guys let me know. So yeah, I'm gonna just Fabian says that there's no question right now. So if you guys have questions, you can put them in the chat, and Fabian's gonna tell me, and then I'm gonna tell you the answer, guys. So I'm gonna put the mask on that, and then just delete the parts that I don't need here. Something like that. All right. Honestly, I could have put I wanted to show you the technique, so you can use it on your own. I could have put more time on that little pattern and just put the different colors and everything, but I figured now that's okay. And now I'm just going to create a new layer and kind of, I guess, finish the pattern using the colors I already have. So we have a line that comes right here, starts there, and then we have two blue lines. Not very close together. Something like that, and I'm just gonna make some sort of flower here, just a little bit. Also, there's some very loud bird, I'm telling you today, with the audio. We have no luck. All right, so let's say that's good enough. You can see, actually, you see the technique. I really wanted to show you the technique, guys, so you can see the technique. You could have spent more time to just, make it better than this. For now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna merge everything together, which will change the mode, and then what I'll be able to do with the lock is just go paint on top of everything and just try to change colors, because I feel like that should be darker actually. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint those around here. Just paint a little bit more of that. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll be able to do the one later over here. For now, I'm just going to spend a bit more time doing, I'll do the apple in a moment, but for now, I just want to add some more dark parts in the shadow. So I'm just going to need to use that blue actually. It's just making sure that you can see that there's a darker part here. And the same thing right over here. I'm just going to make a selection for now. Not quite, just make this one darker here. And probably over here too. It's kind of should highlight a little bit of this. So we'll just see a little bit more. Same thing around here. And we have a little part around here too. And there's obviously this part's going to be darker a bit later. I'm going to do it later. So that's for now. Now we're going to work on the apples for now. For the apple, I like to go very loosely and then get into the details. I'm not going to try to paint the small details right now. I'm just going to go ahead and try to have the bulk shape rendered first. So light's coming from here. That's a bit too orange. It's still too orange. I'm just going to go more red. And maybe less red than that. Just something like that. So I'm just going to paint a bit more light here, something here. And this one doesn't have as much, I'm just going to put like a bit here. Make sure to just like this. I'm going to invert it and then try to paint the darker parts here. It should be like this. So I'm using just a big brush right now. Just really going loosely and find the big shapes for now. Like here too. I'll do the reflection a little bit later. There's some reflection right here. I'll do it just after. For now, you can feel also that that apple right there should have, put it down here. Change that to color mode. Should be like more burgundy, kind of. So maybe let's try something. Is that the right color? More burgundy. Maybe I'll just go normal for now. It should be more burgundy like this. And then let's continue with this. When you do photo studies, you can also pinch your eyes. That's always a good way to just try to see all the parts everywhere. Okay, pinching my eyes and just trying to see what I'm going to paint straight off. There's a black piece here. On top of here, I'm going to have some greenish, colorish. It's a bit more green than that, actually. Dark green, maybe. Something like that. So I'm going to do this for now. Alright. Just going to try to push in the middle of this. Just another darker part here. Alright, so I should be good in time. Fabian, can you tell me how much time I have left right now? And I'll let you guys know when he tells me. Alright, we've got 37 minutes, so actually good. Good. So I'm just going to try to put all the colors that are needed. I'm not going to do the highlights for now. Just trying to see the colors that are behind the highlights over the apple. That's more red, I guess. So trying to have all the highlights everywhere. And then we'll have some fun with the reflection and the highlights. So, well, so like I was saying, guys, if you have any questions, sometimes just have some more information could help. So if you have any questions whatsoever on what I'm doing or, on painting in general, feel free to ask. And I'm just going to continue trying to get as far as I can with that painting. Alright. So that should be good for the base. I'll be able to start adding maybe a little bit more of texture here. So what I'm going to do is I have a tool brush that I really like to use actually. That kind of mixes paint at the same time. And I just get a bit closer here and just have some fun. Hopefully with the lag it's not going to be too much of a problem. I'm just going to try to some light color. I usually don't go white right away. I just have like some sort of a transition here. So, and then I can go later with the white if I want to. But right now, just building a little bit more of volume is all I want to do. So just adding some of that light pink right now. It's going to do the job for that. Same thing here. I'm not going to go with white right away. Just alright. This. Okay. So in case I'm out of places, I put them. I might just. We have a question. All right, cool. Yeah, not a question, but a comment. All right, cool. Yeah. So Fabian, what Fabian is saying in my ear that you can't guys hear right now, which is absolutely annoying, is what's the name of the person? Ken was saying that props because it's hard to fill up the empty space when you talk on the stream, and yes, absolutely, it's kind of hard actually. To always talk and having something to talk, because most of us, when we actually in front of a computer, we're either listening to music or not talking, being really concentrated, and that's kind of the automation that comes in my mind each time that I paint. I want to just focus and stop talking, but you guys are there, so I keep entertaining. Usually there's Fabian to actually entertain a little bit more, but as you guys know now, today we're not having the full capacity to do that. So yeah, thanks. Yeah, Fabian says that his hilarious joke are missing today. And yes, indeed. I was not thinking I would miss them as much, but I guess I do. All right, so I'm just trying here to, push them a little bit more. I'm just gonna try to blend a little bit more the highlights. Like I want to get into details, but I don't want to go too fast, because if I go too fast, then I'll be stuck with unproportional apples. They're already like not exactly like they should be, but they're close enough, I would say. I'm just gonna merge all that together now. And I'm going to use a texture brush, this one here, to try to add a little bit more texture with it. Something like that. Maybe not too much, but just a little bit. Because it's on its own layer, I can use a saffron brush here and just kind of dilute a little bit. And this is going to help me just adding a little bit more visual interest to it. So you can take any kind of brush that you have with some texture. Sometimes it's good to just have some random marks a little bit everywhere. So yeah, just going to try to do this here. And because I'm my own layer, I'm able to just delete the parts that I don't need. And that's going to be really helpful. So usually I like to have like one layer only, but when it comes to adding details, adding all some kinds of details and textures, trying to do it like as many layers as you can, and when you're done with it, like I'm going to do now, just merge everything, create a new one then, and just add some more. So I'm probably going to do that at a few places now, just adding some more texture basically. If you guys have more comments, more questions, anything that passes in your mind, just go ahead, guys. Fabian is monitoring that's why I like Fabian to be here. When I'm too concentrated and I can find the words. The chat. He's monitoring the chat. And that's Fabian telling me in here. So yeah, if you have any questions, guys, just go on. I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, so right now, I think I got enough texture for now. What I'm going to do is trying to round up those apples. Right now they look a little bit too, I don't know, butched. So I'm just going to try to make them a little bit more round. Especially right here. So yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that the apples look good, and then I'm gonna go into details, polishing a little bit. So yeah, usually I don't try to show a lot of technique here. I just paint. What do you think? What do you guys think of this format where I take a picture and then I just take something specific? Like last week it was the fire, showing a technique for fire, and this week it was like that cloth here. I wanted to show you how you can actually like make a pattern and serve a lot of time. Do you guys like this format? Let me know in the chat, and Fabian is going to tell me the answer. Or do you like something more informal where we're just joking around and basically having some fun? Just going to continue to render that a little bit. There's a bit of green here too. I should put some green there, just a little bit. So continue painting here. All right, trying to not be too close. When you're too close, you kind of miss important parts. See that zooming out, I was able to see that with that part here that I needed to do. And probably that should be like lighter here. Just like that. I'm going to be ready to add some more details. Let me see. I might just add. I'm going to add a color dodge layer on top of everything. And I'm going to use the saffron brush. I like to use color dodge because it's going to add some vivid colors that you would not add usually on everything. So something like that. It might make my illustration too bright compared to the original, but I don't mind that. I like to have like the crunchy colors that come to the apple. Those apples should look like good. I'll just put a little bit more, but still gonna merge those together. Take out the extra and merge them together. And from there, I'm gonna try to find a texture brush that adds a little bit more texture, so I can add all those little imperfections everywhere. It seems to be kind of yellowish. So just randomly like this, and then with a saffron brush, kind of diluting a little bit. And I'm going to have also to blur them. So I'm just going to go with Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur is a good one that you want when you want to blur. You could have like some motion blur as well, but they're not moving, so I'm not going to add the motion blur. And then it is still for fun. I'm going to create a few layers. It's always good when you want to add some details like that. That you have like different kind of layers, different kind of size too. So just big spots, small spots, basically. I'll see what the Gaussian blur does on that, and then just kind of do those. Another layer, having some more visual interest in a few places. The parts that I don't need. Blurring it for now. And then I'll merge all of that with this. And I'll do the other one here, where it seems to be more like pinkish. purplish, the little dots on it. A little more. It's like that. So I'm just gonna paint a few like this, and then always deleting them, make them not too apparent. If they're too apparent, it's gonna look too fake, but just apparent enough, it's gonna be good enough. And create a new one. And then maybe change the brush, maybe find a different one. Just for fun. Trying to have something that's going to be more more space in between the dots, maybe something like that. Okay. Go ahead and Gaussian blur it, and then delete the rest. And I might add just one more, but this one I'm not going to Gaussian blur because I feel like that apple should be actually a little bit more on focus than the other ones. There you go. Alright, we'll do third apple now, adding some more visual interest. Gaussian there again. And here we go. Now, I hope you guys can hear that. I feel like the neighborhood is having like piano lessons. Alright. From here, we're just going to make the highlights a little bit more crisp. It's going to help to just read the whole image. And for that, I'm going to use this brush here and just on a new layer, adding some white. I might go with, I'm going to have like a more bright highlight than there is on the actual original. Just going to add a little bit more visual interest. I don't have to be too bright though, but just maybe just a little bit more. And then just type that. Deleting the parts that you don't need because I'm on my own layer, so I'm able to do this. Always important. Something here. Something here. Yeah. So everybody that's here today, if you did the fire last week, let me know how did you find it. Was that too hard for you, or did you find it easy? And let me know also if you hear the piano because it's getting louder and louder now. All right. Okay, I think that at this point we'll be able to add just a little bit more details on top. So I'm going to add this stem thing. How do you say that? The little branch that comes out of an apple. There's a name for that, no? Fabulous. Stem. Stock? Stem. I think it's stem. If you guys know in the chat, let us know. I think it's a stem. Fabian said it might be stuck. So yeah, I had one already here. That feel it right. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna make it a tiny bit bigger here. Just like that. And I'm gonna merge. No, I'm gonna just blur it a little bit. This one is out of focus a tiny bit. So I'm just gonna blur it a bit. That should be better. And then that. And yeah, can you hear that? Can you hear that piano, Fabian? Does people say they can hear that piano? Like literally, or someone having a lesson or something. Fabian, 1, 2. I see. My audio, your audio. I was saying that. Can you hear the? Oh, that's good. I'm so sorry, guys. The background noise. Huh? Fabian says that it's very, very hard to hear me. So yeah. That's 10, huh? Yeah, cool. That's what I thought. So who's saying that? Sorry guys, Fabian's calling me and telling me something. Fausto. So Fausto saying that he has a difficulty picking the colors for fruits, I guess in general. Yeah, well, any color is actually really hard. It takes a lot of practice. That's why like those exercises are so good because you can just take your time and try to fix that. Like right now, mine are really like they're not the same at all. They're close enough for now. I mean, obviously, this timer Tuesday is made for us to just like have some fun, not stress too much about the outcome, but just having like a good time. And so that's cool. Even though they're not the same, it's fine. But yeah, colors is definitely like a big subject in itself when it comes to painting. All right, I'm gonna try to add the stem for the rest of them. Merge them together. Trying to So I'm making on his own layer because that way I'm gonna have the control. I can just make the shape in black like this, and then what I can do is just press on the lock, and everything's gonna be on that. So I can like having like so I say that and I'm not on my own layer. All right, so let me go back. Hopefully I'll be able to go back on that. All right. So if I did it the right way, I would have been able to actually do it, but I'm gonna have to show you how you fix mistakes, I guess. I'll do it for the third one, basically. So now I'm just going to paint that detail here. Add just a little bit more of a highlight on the side here. Trying to get that a bit more clear. Then I get that highlight comes around here. And maybe just some highlights on this thing here, just so you can see a little bit better. All right, I was about to say, create a new layer, very important. And then what you can do for the third one, I'll show you that. You can just paint a big black shape like this. And then click on the lock pixels, and this way I'll be able to just paint on that. So where that painting is still on this, so I'll be able to just paint very loosely and be more confident about my strokes. Not having to worry too much if I go out on that. And also I'll be able to actually blur it at the end, so I can take that whole piece here and just go motion blur with it maybe a few times. Yeah, and then I'm just going to create a shadow that comes with it. But even before that, I feel like it's missing a bit of colors. So just maybe adding some colors around here. Do a little bit of a highlight. Just like that. I'm just going to merge all of that and create on a new layer the shadow of this. Comes around there. Alright. From here, I could just having some fun adding more details, I guess. I'm just going to merge the apples together. I'm going to try to add a little bit more details right here. I'm going to take my pattern here that I had and just put it on top of everything. Copy, keep an original. Then just transform it, wrap it. Probably gonna have to make two different here, just like that. I'll take this part only, delete the rest, and I'll be able to merge all of that together now. Let's create a new layer. Trying to add the light back. I did the light back here that we missed. You know what, before I merge everything down, I'm going to blur that a little bit more, I think. Go should blur. And then I'm going to create more light. Right here. That's just going to do the trick for now. And I'll be able to merge everything down right now. How much time do I have left, Fabian? Let's try 3. Fabian 1, 2. Fabian, are you there? Sure, tell us Fabian now. I was saying, can you tell me how much time do I have left? All right, 15 minutes, guys. So, the rest is 15 minutes. I'm just going to try to paint a little bit more details on the flower here. I'm trying, obviously, to make exactly the same thing, but just trying to bring it as close as possible. So I'm going to do dark yellow here, and little dots here. I could also just add more texture maybe to it. Could try to find something that, yeah, something like that. And put a new layer on top of it. I put the overlay, and I'm just going to paint with that. It's a texture brush basically, and it's just going to add a little bit of grain, making the whole thing a little bit less uniform basically. And that's pretty cool. Just trying to here. It's going to add a little bit of light as well. Then I'll merge it with this. And not have to just deal with that part here. From here, I see already. I can for sure the apples need a little touch here and there. That should be just a bit darker. Do I have the same brush? It's a bit darker here. I feel like we should have like some sort of a highlight in here. Some sort of reflection right there. Could rework a little bit. Highlight. There was a reflection right over there with some blue. Right over here. And create this new layer, for itself. I'm sorry, now there's like craziest noise everywhere. So you guys can still hear me. I'm just gonna. It's really, it's ridiculous. I'm so sorry, guys. So I'm just gonna do this here. Just having a little bit of reflection right there. Yeah, on top of having the piano on the side, we have some dude chopping some bushes with a chainsaw outside. So it's the power of being live, guys. You know, sometimes you have the control, sometimes you don't. So I'm trying to add a little bit of reflections. There's a bit of a reflection from the other apple right there. And then I feel like that whole section should be a bit darker. It's not a lot darker. And we can add some like that here. Okay. Maybe a bit more of that. And just trying to look, just scanning the image, trying to look as close as possible. How much time left, Fabio? Should have like another, I guess, 5 or 10 minutes. 10 minutes. in 10 minutes. I'm just going to try to push that as much as possible. Here it should be darker. So I'm going to add some darkness to here, and I feel like the highlight inside the apple could be a little bit more punchy. Just take it back and just lower that a little bit more. Try to just match the values as closely as possible. Adding details like this here. Let's go all around. Like this apple, obviously, I feel like the whole thing should have been pushed more, or it's not the right size, should have been bigger. There's definitely something on our proportions here. Like this is like too high for sure. It should be higher, like, a little bit. So maybe what I could do is try to just take this apple right here and the layer via cut. The layer via cut is going to make sure that it's on this own layer, and then I'll be able to just raise it up a little bit. I'm going to merge it back with the rest of them. Although if I do this, now I have to make this apple right here a tiny bit smaller. So let me actually do this as well. I'm going to do via cut here. And now I'll be able to just squish this one a bit. Like that. And now I'm just going to merge those two together and just try to kind of fix this around here and just create some more apple down there. That should be darker around here. So there's a reflection of blue here that I missed. I could actually do it on a new layer. Just having that kind of reflection right there. I'm going to wrap it and just try to have the right form that I want from this. Like that, and then I'm just going to bring the opacity down until it gets to something that looks okay. And then I'll merge it. And just try to continue painting with that. Just like that. And a little bit more darkness. Okay, this should be darker here. Add more darkness. Starting to get there. And I could fix that color here. What I could do is just make a selection of this apple right here. And I'm going to just take the green saturation filter right here and try to, yeah, it should be a bit like this, a bit less saturated, maybe a bit darker, yeah, something like that. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm not affecting anything else but the apple. I feel like that's closer. I might just put the opacity up. That should be better. And from here, I'm just going to push a little bit the highlights again. I feel like a bit too dull. Something here, just. It doesn't have the same, just having them a little bit more punchy is going to be nice. Okay, let's get some color here. So just adding this. And a bit more darkness around here. I might go ahead and fix that curve add something around top here. Just adding a little bit. There we go. All right, I think it's getting somewhere. I'm gonna trying to see what's missing here. I feel like it's missing some darkness. Yeah, here still. I feel like the whole apple around there is maybe just too bright. Just round it up a little bit. Not too much. Just a bit. What else? I feel like the dots should be a tiny bit more. Obviously, like there's a whole part here, right? My apple is too much on top of it, the fabric itself. I don't think I'll have the time to fix that, so what I'll do is to just add some more dots. Actually, I'm going to do them one by one, I think. At this point, I can actually just take more of my time. Just adding, making sure that on a new layer once again, just this selection like interest point. A few places, something here. And there. And that. Just a little bit more visual interest. Yeah, I might just Alright, so we have 5 minutes, guys, left, and there is a question from Rainer. So, what is the question? Alright, so what kind of tablet size and pen is the most convenient to work with? Tablet size and pen. So basically, I've been working with Wacom products all my career. It's what I prefer. I tried the Uyon, and they're good. It's very good too. I was just used to Wacom. In terms of size, I'm having a medium. It's like a 8 inches by 11, sort of. So that's big enough for me. Eventually, I would like to have, have a Cintiq and then just go nuts with having like a huge screen. But for now, I would not see even like the use for it. I don't need it. So you can work with something quite small actually. It's just it's a question of like taking the time to get used to the settings and everything. Too big, I feel like would be overkill. Too small would be also like very annoying. Like you have those really small tablets for like for photographers, where you just need to do like some photo retouching. So you don't need as big of a size. You can work on small parts, but you kind of need to have some sort of a movement going on with your wrist, your shoulder sometimes. So bigger your tablet is, and easier it's going to be for you to actually do those movements. Okay, so right here I'm going to try to do something. Usually you're able to just go over your filter, and you have a blur gallery somewhere. That's what I remember. Camera filter adaptive. So what I want to do, blur gallery, there we go. What I want to add is some sort of a depth of field, because the background should be like more. That's not the one I want. The background should be a little bit more. Is it the iris? No. Is it the path? No. Is it the tip? Must be the tip. So take that out, take that out. And just give me that. Yeah, that's it. So I want to have like a little bit of a blur. Oh, I'm just on the apple. I'm gonna have to first merge everything down. So when you're like done with that painting or close to done, I'm gonna just merge. Let me keep my pattern here just in case. Outside. I'm gonna merge everything, background included. So now I have only one image. And I'm gonna go back to that blur thing, which is a tilt shift. It's gonna give you like some sort of the effect like you're on camera. Then you can just move each of the separate pieces you have here. This one's for like rotating, that's not what I want. I just want to have something. I'm going to try to match the the blur that I have over there. Maybe I have to do just less blurry, basically. You can turn that little wheel here. It's going to help you having some blur at the right place. I'm going to try to bring back sharpness around here. And when you're good, you just press enter. And yeah, it just gives me like a little bit of blur at the right places and everything. And yeah, so I think that's it, guys. I think that was an hour. Fabian, can you confirm that? I think we have like a few minutes left. All right, good. Well, guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for coming in. Obviously, we'll fix the problem with the audio for next week. So Fabian will be back with us. I hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun actually doing this one with the pattern and everything. I'm pretty proud of the results. So you guys go have fun. Don't forget to share your art. You can share it with the hashtag TimerTuesday. Therefore, you'll be able also to see the work of other students. And yeah, happy painting, guys. Have a good Tuesday, and we'll see you next week. So yeah, ciao.